Hey crafty friends, it's Rick. I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be making a super cute little winter holiday card. Quick card for Christmas. And we're going to be using the I Believe stamp set from Miss Ink Stamps. It's got that cute little, when you stop believing in Santa, you get underwear. We have some little pictures of underwear. So we're going to use this and create a cute little simple card. So I'm going to pull in my stamp positioning tool first because we're going to stamp our sentiment first. And I want to arrange the images around that. So I'm going to pop my sentiment right there in the middle. And I'm going to stamp it using a magenta ink. I'm using Purple Wine as my ink today. So I'm going to ink this stamp up. I'll probably end up stamping this twice to be on the safe side. Get my stamp press. Yeah, we're going to go ahead and stamp her up again. Stamp it a couple times. I'm going to stamp it one more time to have a nice, good impression. There we go. I'm going to move that for a second while I clean the stamp, and I'll be right back. All right, I've cleaned my stamp. I'm going to pop my card front back in, and I'm going to arrange our little underwear images around our card. Let's see, we're going to put that right in the middle. Got our little socks. Let's put our socks over there. And our little underwear right there. And we'll stamp one more image after we get this in there. Or we'll stamp maybe one here, one here. I'm going to stamp these in rich cocoa ink to, because I picked out a color palette that's not quite, it's not traditionally Christmas. It could go for anything. It's just a good all-around seasonal palette. So we're going to move our socks down here. And we'll move our little bra. So we're going to put it up here. It's a little big. And then we'll do our little other little underwear right there. And then these I'm going to move out of the way. I'll pick those back up and then I'll stamp those down. I'll stamp those images in there again twice. So we have a nice, good composition. All right, I'm going to clean my stamps. I'll be right back. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start our coloring. And I picked out a color palette from the Color Cube, not the new one. I have the old one. But it was a good seasonal palette, so that's what I picked from. It has different browns, a gray, a pink, copper, peach, a magenta, and a dark brown. So I picked out markers that were close to that. And we're going to go ahead and color some of our images. So I'm going to start off with the socks. I'm going to start with my darkest color. And I'm going to color on this first set of socks up here. I'm just going to color the base of the socks in this color combo. So I'm going to blend that out with my lightest color. I'm also going to take my colorless blender and come in on that one and soften that edge so that it kind of has a little white tint to it. For the little bands on that sock, I'm going to do those more in the Y12, Y413, and Y412 combo. I'm going to put in that dark color right there. And I'm going to come in with my Y412. And I'll blend that out. I'm going to use this whole palette throughout this combination, all this. So we're going to color this one the darker brown combo. So I'm going to come across under that the waistband right there. I'm gonna add a little shading right there under the legs, and we'll add some to the waistband here. I'm going to switch over to my 511. As my mid-tone. Come under that leg. I'm going to switch to the E5 59. I'll blend that into our mid-tone color. Our underwear right there. I think this is just the absolute cutest little stamp set. It's just so funny to me. All right, we're going to go to Y416. And I'm going to start off with this pair. Under there, we have a shadow there, so we fill that in with our darkest color. I'm going to come under that waistband. Now I'll go to Y415. As my next darkest color. And we're going to switch to Y413. And I'll switch over to my highlight for that, which is Y412. All right, for our little bra, we're going to go ahead and tackle that. I'm going to go RV29 as my darkest color. I'm just going to come right over that line right there. We're going to go RV28. Which is going to be pretty close to our this color we stamped our sentiment in. It's a little bit lighter. I'm going to go RV25 next. It's going to be my lightest color on this one. And then we're going to come down to the bottom. We're going to darken that up a little bit. I'm going to come in with this RV212. It's my darkest color right there. We're going to go ahead and do that centerpiece, that entire thing. over our little strap there. And come back to our RV29. Our RV28. And our RV25. I'm going to use the RV28 and 25 for the bands on this set of socks. So I'm going to start with that 28. And we'll come in with our 25. All right. These down here, we're going to color these in that first color combo we used. So I'm going to come across there. Come across that little leg. Switch over to our YG02. This is our lightest color in this combo. I'm going to color this entire thing. So I'm just going to fill that in. If I need to come in and do a second coat, I'll do that off camera. Now for our last little piece, we're going to start off with E49 as my darkest color. So we're going to do these socks that color, and we're going to do this set of underwear also that color. I'll switch over to E46. Blend that out. This is super easy coloring, nothing hard. Then we're going to go E44. Now I'm going to come in with my grays, and I'm going to add a drop shadow with my light source coming this way. So we would have a shadow on this, or on our bottom left. I'm going to do that to all of the images. But I'm going to start off with that darkest color first. And then I'll blend that out with the lighter color. So we'd have a shadow here on that side. Under here, we'd have a shadow on that side. Sock's going to be the same right there. We have a shadow here underneath our bra. A little shadow here. And this is just going to help these images pop out a little bit more. So I'm going to come back with my lightest color, and I'll come over those. Kind of soften that edge of our shadow. So we'll blend that out right there. Forgot this one. And I'll come in with the 0, and I'll just blend that line out so that it softens to the white of the paper. So just gonna come right on there, like they're laying down. that side. All right, so there's our card front from now. Now, I did go ahead and cut a piece of white cardstock. I cut it at 4 by 5 1/4. I cut my focal panel down to 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to come around this edge with one of my markers to give it a matte. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to put under it. I'm just going to take that side of that marker and just come right around the edge to give me a look of color cardstock, but yet we're going to have matching cardstock to what we've colored. So I'm going to do 2 little stripes right around all 4 edges. That way everything's nice and blended. And I'm going to take and add that onto my card front, or my matte layer. And we're going to keep this pretty flat, so I'm not going to add any dimension. But I'm going to add some highlights onto our images. So go ahead and add that on. And I'm going to come around just the side of the cardstock as well. That way it'll look like it's just all one color. But you and I know different. All right, I have a top folding A2 card base. So I'm going to add that to our card front to our card base. And we will come in and add our highlights. Just gonna add it with my little gel pen here. So we'll come around everything, add a little highlight. I can clean up any little area that we might need to clean up. So we can add a little highlight here. One on this side. And we'll add our highlights to this one. And we've got our highlights over here, so we'll add that. I'm going to trace over that little bow. All right, I'm going to add a little glitter. So I'm just going to take a little Stardust Stickles. Right on my mat, and I've got my Wink of Stella, the empty one. I'm just going to pick that glitter up with that. And I can brush this on where I want it to be. Add some to these down here. A little to that bra. It's going to be a fancy bra. Add some to that underwear. We'll add some little over here to this bra. Make it another fancy bra. Right there. Go ahead and give them all a little bit of fancy draws. I can just take and clean that up. All right, my friends, here is a look at our quick and easy little holiday card. when you stop believing in Santa, you get underwear. So there is a look at our little card. Here's a little closer look at our card. If you need any of the supplies that you've seen me use today, I have them all linked and listed in the video description below. I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys. Stay crafty. Love you.